When you're making a scratchboard drawing, you can use textures to shade. I've got a tree already drawn here, and now I'm making textures to look like the bark on this tree. I know there's a lot of different kinds of bark, and there's many different kinds of bark textures, and so this is just one. But I'm pretending again that my light is coming from the right hand side, and so I'm scratching off more of the black on the right hand side, and this time I'm scratching it in lines that are supposed to resemble the bark on a tree. And I'm having my lines follow the contour of the branches because that's what the bark would do too. So on every part of the tree that's facing toward the right hand side, I'm scratching in more bark textures. I'm scratching in more lines closer together. I've actually gone all over the tree with bark textures. Now what I'm doing is going over to the light side of the tree, the right hand side of the tree, and I'm scratching in more lines, so I have more white lines closer together. And that's going to give the effect of the light shining on that side of the tree. You can use other textures in the same way to shade from dark to light and to start to give volume to your different objects in your picture. So the more lines that you put in a scratchboard, the lighter it is, and the fewer lines, the darker it is. For this part of the tree, I'm using a zigzag kind of curved line as leaf textures. To make it lighter, I'm just making more of the lines closer together. So on the side toward the light, there's quite a few more lines and they're closer. As I work my way toward the dark side, there are less lines, they're farther apart. Until after a while, I don't have any lines at all on the part that's the darkest. I'm going to add a little bit to this drawing. I'm going to give it a ground line. And then I'm going to give it some vegetation growing around it, some weeds and grass and things like that. You might want to practice this on a piece of paper first before you scratch it into your scratchboard. But different kinds of weeds and vegetation are actually pretty easy to draw. I can even use weeds and grass as a way to show light and shadow. I would just draw more of them in the places that are hit by the light, less of them and with thinner lines in the places that are still in the shadows.